Episode 4 of House of the Dragon focuses away from the Iron Throne itself and asks a different question. What kind of ruler will shape the future of Westeros? While Rhaenyra struggles to balance justice with mercy, Ormund Hightower begins building a new green leadership around Daeron. At the same time, Daemon, Aegon, and Rhaena each face choices that reveal who they really are. More than anything, this episode explores how power changes people, how propaganda can be just as dangerous as dragons, and how the next generation is slowly being forced to carry the burdens of the last. The episode opens with Ormund Hightower taking control of Tumbleton. Although he promises that his soldiers will behave, it quickly becomes clear that his words mean very little. His men abuse the townspeople, forcing Ormund to punish one of his own soldiers publicly. This punishment is less about justice than maintaining control. Ormund understands that an army can't function if its soldiers believe they can do anything they want. By punishing one man, he sends a message to everyone else while still allowing his occupation to continue. It shows the difference between enforcing order and doing what's right. Tumbleton itself becomes a symbol of the entire war. It's a town caught between two rulers, with ordinary people suffering regardless of who claims the throne. When Rhaenyra learns that Ormund has occupied Tumbleton, she immediately realizes the trap. Sending dragons would destroy a town that had already declared loyalty to her, making her look like a tyrant in the eyes of her own supporters. Instead, she agrees to send soldiers, choosing the slower but less destructive option. This reflects how much Rhaenyra has changed since the beginning of the series. She no longer thinks only about winning battles. She understands that every military decision also affects how people view her rule. The episode continues to show that being queen means thinking beyond victory. Although Alicent is now a prisoner, Rhaenyra still turns to her for advice. Alicent can't provide military secrets, but she remembers small details about Ormund's personality, including his sensitivity to smells. This scene highlights an important idea throughout the season. Information is power. Sometimes knowing a person's habits is just as valuable as knowing the size of their army. It also shows that Alicent still has value even after losing her political position. Her understanding of the Green family remains useful because she spent years living among them. Aegon's storyline continues to strip away everything that once defined him. He goes from being king to cleaning latrines simply to survive. When Janos forces him to kiss his filthy boots, it becomes one of the most humiliating moments of his life. The symbolism is straightforward. Earlier in the series, nobles bowed before Aegon because of his crown. Now he's forced to bow before an ordinary man because he has lost that crown. The episode reminds us that much of the respect rulers receive is attached to their position rather than the person themselves. At the same time, these experiences may slowly change Aegon. For the first time, he's living among the common people instead of ruling over them. Whether he learns from this remains to be seen. Daemon's meeting with Rhaena is one of the episode's most emotional scenes. Rhaena admits that her actions during the Battle of the Gullet contributed to Jace's death, and she chooses to remain hidden rather than return to King's Landing. Unlike many characters in the series, Rhaena doesn't try to justify what happened. She accepts responsibility while also refusing to abandon Sheepstealer. The dragon has become part of her identity, and giving it up would mean giving up the one thing that finally made her feel like a true Targaryen. Sheepstealer continues to symbolize power that can't be fully controlled. Rhaena may love the dragon, but she now understands that claiming power also means living with its consequences. Instead of telling Rhaenyra the truth about finding Rhaena, Daemon kills an innocent shepherd and presents his severed head as proof that the rider of Sheepstealer is dead. It's one of the clearest examples of Daemon believing that the ends justify the means. The lie also reveals the growing difference between Daemon and Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra wants answers because she's still searching for justice and truth. Daemon simply wants the problem to disappear. Throughout the episode, he repeatedly chooses shortcuts, while Rhaenyra insists on making decisions that she can live with. One of the episode's quieter but most important storylines involves the graffiti calling Rhaenyra the Queen of Bastards. Although the words are only written on walls, they affect her enough that she orders the entire city searched for anyone spreading them. This demonstrates that power isn't maintained only through armies. Public opinion matters. A A ruler who loses the support of the people risks losing everything, even if they still have dragons. Instead of simply ignoring the criticism, Rhaenyra tries to silence it, believing that removing the message will help protect her rule. However, the episode suggests that fear and censorship can erase public opinion. People can paint over walls, but they can't easily change what others believe. The graffiti also reflects one of the show's longest-running conflicts: questions of legitimacy. The accusation attacks not only Rhaenyra herself, but also the legitimacy of her children and, by extension, her claim to rule. Near the end of the episode, Alicent realizes that Helaena is pregnant. Throughout House of the Dragon, children rarely represent hope alone. Instead, they often become future claimants, political tools, or reasons for even more conflict. The pregnancy reminds us that even as one generation continues fighting, another is already being pulled into the same cycle. The episode ends with Ormund forcing Daeron to execute Hugh's brother-in-law. Earlier, Daeron appeared gentle and uncertain, but Ormund understands that becoming king requires more than having royal blood. He believes Daeron must learn to kill without hesitation. This scene mirrors earlier moments involving characters like Aegon, Aemond, and Rhaenyra. Each of them reached a point where they were forced to cross a moral line. For Daeron, this execution marks that moment. By placing the sword in his hand, Ormund isn't simply ordering an execution. He's shaping the kind of ruler Daeron will become. The burning of the body by Tessarion reinforces the lesson. Dragon fire becomes part of Daeron's first act as a leader, linking his rule to violence from the very beginning. By the end of the episode, several important pieces have been set into motion. Rhaenyra continues trying to rule with restraint, but every decision creates new problems. Daemon grows increasingly frustrated with her approach and begins hiding important information from her. Aegon has fallen lower than ever before, while Rhaena chooses exile over forgiveness. Meanwhile, Ormund begins preparing Daeron to become the Green's new king. Aemond is gone, Aegon is missing, and Daeron now represents the future of their cause. His first forced execution symbolizes the loss of his innocence and the beginning of his political transformation. More than anything, Episode 4 argues that power isn't only about winning battles. It's about shaping people. Throughout the episode, nearly every major character is being changed by the choices they make, and those changes may prove more important than any dragon or army. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.